Know how hard it is getting that clunky, old-style wheelchair in and out of your car. Introducing the Feather Chair Wheelchair. At 13 pounds, it's the world's lightest wheelchair. It folds in seconds and fits neatly in your trunk, backseat, or closet, so you can take it everywhere. And it's only available right here. Order yours today and get a free wheelchair case, a $50 value, yours free. The Feather Chair. The world's lightest wheelchair is just $4.99 with easy payments as low as $16 a month. Sorry, no Medicare or insurance accepted. So call right now to order yours.
800-823-5826. 800-823-5826. 800-823-5826. That's 800-823-5826.
If you are trying to quit drinking or doing too many drugs, listen to me. You don't know me and we'll never meet. I had a problem like you once. I drank and used to party a little too much till it got out of control and almost ruined my life. I realized I needed help to fix my problem before it totally destroyed me. If you've tried to fix your drinking and drug problem and you know you can't do it alone, you need to call the National Treatment Advisors. They'll immerse you into a 30-day program to replace your old habits with new habits and totally change your life. And if you have PPO private health insurance, the entire program may be covered. Fix your problem right now before it gets any worse. Get clean. Call now and learn more. 877-247-1581. 877-247-1581. 877-247-1581.
Attention all business owners and creative minds. Do you need a unique and personalized touch for your products? Look no further than Romika Laser Engraving and Custom Designs. I'm Ron Phillips, co-owner of Romika Designs. We offer custom laser engraving services for a variety of products, including promotional items and corporate or personal gifts. With state-of-the-art equipment and a team of skilled designers, we can engrave intricate designs on virtually any material. Whether it's a special message, a company logo, or a custom design, Romika Laser Engraving will help you make your mark. And the best part, our prices are affordable and our turnaround time is quick.
I couldn't be happier with the work Romika Laser Engraving did for me. The engraving on my product was precise and exactly what I wanted.
So don't wait any longer to add a personal touch to your products. Call Romika Laser Engraving and Custom Designs today at 817-400-4040 or visit our website at romikadesigns.com. We look forward to helping you make your mark.
Hey travelers, do you want to save money on your next flight? Then pick up the phone and call. That's right, call, because the best prices are not online. They're with SmartFares. See, SmartFares has special deals with the airlines. When they have unsold seats, they use SmartFares to fill them. So you get airline tickets at ridiculously low prices. Our prices are too low to publish online. With the extra money you'll save, you can book another trip or treat yourself to dinner or shopping. So stop searching all of those travel sites to find the lowest price on your next flight. Let one of our SmartFares expert travel agents find ridiculously low prices for you. Call SmartFares today and get the best price on your next flight. Guaranteed. Also, save up to 50% off business and first class tickets.
855-325-1820. 855-325-1820. That's 855-325-1820.
Welcome to Crime Time with Brittani and Renae on MTX Radio. Into the world of unsolved true crime cases. Join us as we seek to uncover hidden truths, bring light to darkness, and seek justice for those forgotten.
Hey, everybody. Welcome, everyone. Welcome back to Crime Time with Brittani
and Renae. We're so excited to be here.
Yes. Did you guys miss us?
Absolutely. I know they did.
I know they did too. We missed you guys.
Yeah. And how about that intro from John Gowan?
Oh, so good.
He did such a great job.
Yeah.
So he does voiceovers and his voice is incredible. Mm-hmm. And I think it sounded absolutely perfect.
Yeah. No, he did a really great job.
So
Truly.
if anybody's out there is looking for a voiceover for their business, let me know and I will get y'all connected.
Yes. Oh my gosh. He sounds like
So excited.
He sounds like the guy that's like in a world.
Yes. Yeah, he has the perfect voice for it. So
he really does.
I tell you right
Movie
now,
man.
if you have a need for voiceover, you gotta hit him up and I will get y'all connected because I was excited, weren't
Yeah.
you? When we heard
Yes.
it, he did such a great job.
Yeah, he did better than we could have done, I think.
Absolutely. So how
yeah.
about your weekend?
My weekend was good. What did I do? Worked. Yeah.
That's always fun.
Yeah. I mean, I love my job, so
Well,
I
that's
really
good.
can't complain.
Yeah.
Like
Well, that's
I
important
really
to
do.
like your job.
Yeah.
I like my job too. I don't have a boss, so it's,
Yeah, that must be nice.
yeah. I have my own business, so
Well,
I
I'm
just
a
do my own
manager,
thing.
so
That's good.
yeah. In case anybody was wondering, I'm a manager at a soap store.
She is a manager, and they have great products. So we'll talk about
Yes.
that later. That'll be great.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I had a great weekend.
Good.
How did everybody else's weekend go? I can't believe, well, it's only Tuesday, but
What was you gonna say?
this week is flying by.
It's on Tuesday. Dang. Tomorrow's Friday. That would be great if it was actually tomorrow was Friday.
I follow this girl on TikTok who does nails, and she's like, "Hey everybody, welcome back," and she's like, "It's Friday Junior," and I'm gonna start saying that.
Friday Junior.
Yeah, because it's tricking my brain into thinking that it's Friday.
So what is that, Thursday? Okay, I like that.
So it's Wednesday Junior.
Okay. This is Tuesday though. What is Tuesday? Is it junior, pre-junior?
I don't know. She doesn't know.
Whatever works.
Yeah, whatever convinces us that the week is over.
Absolutely. Well, it usually does fly by. I really didn't do a whole lot this weekend. I did stuff, but it wasn't anything exciting. I didn't really have plans or go anywhere or anything.
Yeah.
So
Well, you
I got no
post
stories.
pictures of your bedding.
Yeah, I got to do that all the time.
Yeah,
I
you
got to
have
be selling
some-
24/7.
Yeah, but you have some good blankets.
Yeah, thank you.
No, like seriously, the what is it? The checkered pattern one?
Yeah.
Is so cute.
Yeah, I haven't advertised that because it's for you and your buddy Sasha. So if
Hey,
they
Sasha.
don't get gone soon, I'm gonna be. They look like that clip. Show everybody the clip.
No.
Well, I haven't advertised them, but
This is it
if
right
they don't
here.
get picked up soon, they're gonna be for sale.
Oh no. She has other cute stuff too, like cheetah print and
Yeah, cow print, all
cow
that good
print,
stuff.
solid print.
So that's what I do on the weekends.
Don't
I
take
sell.
our checkered blankets, please.
Well, I haven't posted them yet, but if you see them popping up, you better run over and grab them.
We've lost our chances.
You lost your opportunity.
We only were given like a month.
Yeah, exactly.
Or more.
They've been there for a while. They're at the
Yeah.
bottom of the pile.
Yes. Yeah. So just want to, before we move into our case, just want to start with a disclaimer. Of course, we're going to start doing this moving forward. Just to ensure that, nobody comes after us.
Right.
But this podcast is for entertainment purposes only. We are not law enforcement officers, and we are not conducting active investigations. This information shared is based on publicly available sources and should not be taken as factual or definitive. We encourage listeners to seek out official sources for accurate and updated information. And although we might make jokes at this, or we might try to have a humor with it, we want to make sure that we're reiterating that we have the utmost respect for the victims
yeah.
and their families.
We're not ever laughing at them. It's
No.
sometimes we laugh at ourselves because we say stuff,
Yes.
or sometimes the killer is funny.
Yeah.
They do stupid crap and make us laugh. But
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah, we're never laughing at the victims.
No, never.
Never.
And we just hope that this is, there's different radio shows and different podcasts, and we hope that, we're what you want to listen to, because what we've been told from other people is it's very interesting because it's very much like me and you were just having a conversation.
Yeah,
So-
that's what we try to do.
and this is what we did before we started the radio show. We would just talk about true crime.
We did. We talked
Now
about
we're
true
just doing
crime
it
and
live.
yeah, we're just doing
Look
it
at
on the
us
air. Moving on up.
Yes, absolutely.
So the case that we're going to talk about today is called "Vanished on the Line: The Mysterious Abduction of Angela Marie Hammond."
Mhm.
So Angela Marie Hammond was 20 years old. She worked at a bank as a night processor. I would hate to work the night shift. I don't think I would like that, but nevertheless,
Not at a bank.
Yeah, exactly. I don't really think I would ever want to work nights anywhere, but somebody's got to do it. So
Yeah,
there
that's
we are.
true. So Angela did it.
Yeah,
Thanks,
she
Angela.
did. So she was living in Clinton, Missouri, which is a very small town. I think there's a little over 8,000 people there today, so I can only imagine what it was like back then.
Right. Yeah,
Sorry.
1991.
1991.
Crazy.
So she graduated from Montrose High School, which is just outside of Clinton, Missouri. She did have a brother. It was her and her brother and her parents. Her parents did divorce, so her mother and dad lived in two different cities.
Yeah.
So in high school, she meets Rob Schaefer. And they hit it off really well. They get along well. They just decided they wanted to be together.
Yeah.
And they met with each other's families, and both of their families supported each other. So everybody must have liked everybody at this point because they're, everybody's getting along.
Yeah.
So basically, April 4th. Okay, so let me back up a little bit. Angela and her boyfriend Rob Schaefer, they find out that she's pregnant. She ends up being pregnant, and they decide they're going to move in together. So they get a house, and they're trying to plan their futures. He is actually going into the military, and he was a football star in high school. So he's trying to, get an education and move forward with that, and she supports it. So they get their home, and they're happy. So on April 4th of 1991, which is on a Thursday, they had plans to go to her mother's house and spend the day for a barbecue.
Yeah.
And they spend pretty much the whole day there. And so at the end of the evening, they decided that she was going to drop him off to his mother's house. He needed to babysit his younger brother, Justin.
Yeah.
So she drops him off. She says, I'm going to go hang out with my friend. And after that, then I'll, pick you up. Or I think they were going to hang out again or something.
Yeah.
So she goes and hangs out with her friend, and it says in the articles that I was reading that they was cruising. I don't know if y'all ever y'all ever cruised back in the day, but we did. We cruised up and down different roads and stuff, and hung out with our friends, listen to music, drive around. So I guess that's what they were doing.
We did that too.
You did?
Yeah.
Okay.
Drive around in our car. We
Yeah.
didn't have any money.
Was there like a specific road y'all went up and down?
No.
No, I just wondered. We had a specific road.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like there was a specific road in DeSoto, and it was Hampton. We'd go up and down. It was so stupid. You just go up and down, looking for your friends. It's so weird. But anyway,
Really?
yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, there were certain places. I'm sure there was a place in Waxahachie too, but
Yeah, yeah, of course.
yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what her and her friend were doing. So after, I think she started getting tired because we got to remember now she's 4 months pregnant at this point.
Yeah.
And so she says, I'm going to call it a night. So she didn't have a home phone.
Well, it's 1991.
Yeah.
Right?
So she's going to call Rob from a payphone.
Yeah.
So she goes over to the payphone, and she gets out of her car, goes over to the payphone, and calls Rob. She's like, hey, I'm tired. I think I'm just going to call it a night. So I guess they were going to talk on the phone a bit because, unfortunately, I can't imagine having to go somewhere and stand at a payphone to talk to somebody, but that's what she had to do.
Yeah.
So she calls him, and she's talking on the phone to him. And I think they talk for quite a while.
Yeah, like
30 minutes. Yeah. Yeah, they talk a while. And in the midst of this conversation, a vehicle pulls up, a truck, and he's kind of like circling the parking lot where she's at. So she tells Rob, she said, there's a strange truck driving around, and she describes the truck. She says it's a green two-tone truck. And I don't know if she knew about trucks or the description came later.
Yeah.
But she tells him about the truck, and he's like, okay, do you want me to come up there? And she's like, no, it's fine. He's probably just, maybe wanting to use the other phone. There was 2 payphones there.
Yeah.
So he finally comes over, and he gets out of his truck,
Yeah.
and he goes over to the payphone. Then he goes back to his truck, and he has a flashlight, and he's like looking for something.
Yeah.
And so she tells her boyfriend, Rob, she's telling him that this is happening,
Yeah.
So she describes him. She says he's like a filthy, bearded man, 20s to 30s, 20 to 30 years old.
Yeah.
And he's wearing overalls, and, he's just kind of hanging out. So after he does the flashlight,
Yeah.
looking in the vehicle,
Doesn't she say that there's like a clear decal,
that's
like a transparent decal on the back of the truck?
Yeah, there's it's a fish jumping out of water.
Yeah, fish jumping out of water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she tells him about that, and anyway, so they start talking again, and then all of a sudden, she screams, and he hears like the phone, like, whenever you drop a payphone, I'm sure you remember payphones when they fall down, they're heavy and they hit stuff. Well, he could hear it hitting something.
Yeah.
So he just throws his phone down and jumps in a vehicle and runs down there to get her. He only is 7 blocks from her location. Okay, at this point. So he runs down there and he literally passes a truck. And he's like, oh my God, that's her. And he hears her scream, Robbie.
Yeah.
So he tries to slam on his brakes, put his vehicle in reverse. I guess there was nowhere to just whip around.
Yeah.
And when he does that, I think he threw his transmission out or something.
Yeah, well,
He
they
can't
said that
continue.
he made it about 2 miles.
Okay.
And then when he went to make a right turn,
Yeah.
his
So his
he was like,
transmission goes
"Oh my
out.
God, my transmission's going," or his car just starts
I can't even
dying.
imagine. Like you're trying to get to your girlfriend or your fiance.
Or you're following the vehicle up.
Yeah.
And then now
So
your car
he
starts
gets to see
starting.
the truck. He
Yeah.
gets to see it. He can describe it as well.
Yeah.
Even though she's described it to him.
Yeah.
And he ends up being stalled, like you said, in the middle of the road.
Yeah.
Because his vehicle is broken down.
Right.
So he gets out of his vehicle. Truck is gone now.
Mm-hmm.
He flags somebody down. And he's like, I need you to take me to the police department right now.
Yeah.
So at this point, it's about, I think this all happened around 11:45.
Yeah.
And now it's around
Like midnight.
Midnight.
Yeah.
Yeah. So midnight, they go, he goes to the police department. He tells them the story of exactly what we just talked about happened. And the police are kind of like, here we go,
Yeah.
I mean, it's probably him, they're thinking instantly that. So they go down to the place where she was abducted from.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the one good thing about this is that she was actually talking to him so that they know it was an abduction. I mean, it could have happened before she ever got anybody on the phone and nobody would have ever known.
Yeah.
So they go down to the location where she was, and it's a grocery store parking lot.
Mm-hmm.
There's been a couple, I don't know for sure. Maybe somebody that knows this area can correct us, but I read somewhere that it was Safeway, and then I read somewhere that it was Food Barn, and I saw somebody in the comments saying we didn't have a Food Barn, so I don't know that accurate information, and I couldn't find it, but
it was a local grocery store.
Yeah, local grocery store. It's something different now.
Yeah,
and they go down there and they find his truck is non-movable. It's just stuck in the middle of the road.
Yeah,
and then they find her car with her purse in it. So they're like, okay,
yeah,
this is sounding, it's everything he's saying so far is coming true.
Yeah.
So they take him and they start talking to him and investigating him. And of course he becomes a suspect, which he should.
Yeah.
They should
they're
absolutely.
Doing everything right.
Doing what they're supposed to be doing, talking to him and finding out what exactly is going on with, could it have been him? Did he do it? Did he do something to her?
Yeah, because more times than not, it is the significant other.
Right.
Yeah.
The spouse or whatever.
Always.
So they do what they're supposed to do with that. They talk to him, and I believe he takes a lie detector test or a polygraph, and he passes. So they start moving on. So the first person that you would talk to after the person they're with is the ex, right?
Right.
So they talk to him. I think I have his name in here somewhere, but I don't guess it matters. Anyway, they talk to him and he passes a polygraph as well.
Yeah.
So now they're like, what do we do now?
Maybe listen to Robbie's story.
Yeah. Yeah. Believe him now that he's
maybe that's what you should have done.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So they contact her father. Now, her father lives in Kansas, and so they contact him, and he makes the drive immediately back to Clinton, Missouri, so that he can be there. And I think he stays like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
He starts printing out flyers. He starts, contacting the media. He starts gathering people to do on-the-ground searches. So they really start hitting it hard. I think it's that weekend they do a ground search, and they go to lakes and ponds and old abandoned houses.
Right.
And they do not find her. It's just crazy that she just vanished. And it was so, it's sad that he was just right there, man, and he
Yeah.
had her, and I can only imagine how that just haunts him, and it's not his fault.
Right.
You know?
No.
He did everything he could.
Yeah.
So they do the flyers. That's a good thing. They do the flyers, and I think they said they had around 250 people show up to help, and that's great. That's
to
a lot of
search
people.
like the wooded areas and stuff like that.
Yeah, the land and the lakes and the ponds and abandoned houses and things like that. I guess there's like a certain place that they look at. They know what they're doing. These people that do searches. There's like organizations that actually come out and like organize it, which is good.
Yeah, when Gary Reed was on, he was talking about how they did the searches.
Yeah.
And it was really interesting to hear like from a professional's perspective, but also like from someone that was on the ground searching for,
Yeah, he was actually there and knew. Yeah. That would be interesting. I've never joined a search party before.
I don't know if I could.
I don't either. It would be scary.
Yeah. It's like working in healthcare. I can't be around blood, and I can't be around people that are dying or in pain.
Right.
So for me to be in a search party,
yeah, we'd have to be looking for something good, not a person. I mean, I applaud people that do that though.
I'll look for like a missing cat or something.
We didn't have a good story when we were looking for your missing cat. We don't want to talk about that.
Oh my God.
We were looking for, I'll tell
That's
that story
why
one day.
No, we'll never tell that story, and we won't be joining any search parties. I mean, I guess for the greater good, I would just, you have to be cautiously optimistic when you're doing stuff like that.
Yeah.
And you kind of have to get your feelings out of there.
Yeah, you have to be ready to either find, a dead person or who knows what.
Or evidence. And then you have to know what you're looking for. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's good that those people come and they instruct them.
Oh, they do?
Yeah,
okay.
Remember Gary said that.
He
said they come and they say, if you find anything, don't touch it. And then just wait, and you got to wait for somebody to come over with a marker, and they log it and all that good stuff. So
that's true.
That's really good.
Maybe I've changed my perspective on this in the last 20 seconds.
There you go.
Maybe I will join search parties.
Just close your eye. No, just hope for the best. I mean, I can imagine it's hard, but people are necessary to do that because you got to cover your ground. You either got to find them alive or dead.
Yeah.
But I mean, at least find them.
I'll find them and
Yeah, so they do the ground searches and they talk to as many people as they can, and people talk about Angie. Or by the way, Angela goes by Angie. They talk about Angie, and they talk about she was optimistic, she was very fun. She was just a great person all the way around, and nobody had said anything bad about her. Nobody could no reason why she would be abducted or run away.
Yeah.
Or because they said she was extremely happy to be with him. She was looking forward to her future with him. I mean, at some point somebody's going to say something like, no, I don't like him, or I don't want to be with him,
And even if they probably talked to Kyla, they were probably like, oh, well, she just said she wanted to go home because she's pregnant,
she was
tired. And like, she didn't like.
They had a full day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And she's 4 months pregnant. Like, she's like, I'm ready to go home.
Right.
Like,
and that's why she wanted to talk to him a little bit. And then she wanted to go to bed. So, and I don't know what time his babysitting thing was going to end. So anyway, but so they did all the they did all the searches and stuff like that. And then they started talking to people and to see if they could figure out, what happened to this girl. This girl's talking on the phone to her boyfriend and she just vanishes.
Yeah.
Oh, these missing cases are something else.
Yeah, they're heartbreaking.
They really are.
It's hard because it's like when we're doing unsolved cases, obviously we want to gain traction and create awareness, but the emotional toll that it takes can sometimes be kind of tough. Yeah.
Yeah, that and I do remember reading about the father. They didn't really mention the mother much, but they mentioned the father being in Clinton, Missouri for 2 weeks, and I don't know, he stayed with some people, I guess, and he did everything that he could do to try to find her. Put out the flyers and go to grocery stores and put the missing person poster up and everything, and they just had no luck. So they just continued their investigation, talking to people and trying to figure out, what exactly happened to her. I mean, she just, everything was just going good in her life, and it just didn't make sense that she would just disappear.
Yeah.
It really didn't.
Absolutely.
So, at this point, they're kind of at a standstill, even though I believe they're consistently at this point looking for, what happened to her.
Yeah.
Years go by and nothing really happens. They get a tip here and a tip there. People actually called in saying that they saw her. There was one person that called in and said he was at church and he was sitting next to her and her child, which is super creepy. Can you imagine that? You're like thinking, oh my gosh. I mean, obviously her being alive is better than her being dead, but just thinking that she's just out there somewhere and she's just sitting there, sitting next to somebody just living another life. I mean, I guess it was probably somebody that just looked like her, obviously, but I can only imagine that would be so weird. From what I understand, though, the police checked that out and nobody else corroborated that story. Everybody else was like, there was somebody sitting next to him, but it wasn't her.
Yeah. And didn't he say that she said, like, y'all can stop searching for me?
Yes.
Like, stop looking for me.
Which that's weird.
Yeah. That's really weird.
Very weird.
Because at this point, I mean, what is she like? I mean,
she was 20 when she was abducted, and I think this was supposedly the next year. So she was 20. Because her baby was due September of 91. And
weird.
Yeah, this was like 92 or 93. So
her strange. Child was like 3 or
I guess
2.
So, yeah. I guess so. Very strange.
Very strange, yeah.
Let's talk about the truck for a second.
Okay.
So the truck is supposedly a 2-tone truck. And I got conflicting stories on this as well. And sometimes it's hard with these stories because you don't know, what's accurate. And there is a page. It's not a page, actually. It's like a profile. It's like a profile like you and me. You have to actually add this friend.
Yeah.
But it's what happened to Angela Hammond. And anyway, they talk about the truck. It's a 2-ton truck. It's a late 60s, early 70s model truck. And they mainly talk about it being a Ford. But I did read somewhere that it was possibly a Chevrolet truck with a Ford tailgate. So I don't know what's accurate on that part, honestly, because there's different. I've just read it so many different ways. I don't know what's accurate.
Right.
But I'm assuming that the back tailgate, regardless, is a Ford because they talk about it being a Ford.
Yeah.
That's what they could see from the back.
Yeah.
And then this fish coming up out of the water on the decal on the window is, something that they're looking for. So the police start looking for how many trucks do we have in Missouri that fit this description?
Yeah.
1,600.
Yeah.
That's a lot of trucks.
Yeah, it is.
To have to go through. And I'm assuming that they did. I'm assuming that somehow, some way, I mean, I'm probably sure it took many years to go through that many, but they went through that many trucks to try to find,
Yeah.
And I don't really know how they actually had to see them, talk to them, or what the protocol is, but that's a lot of trucks that.
Yeah.
And that green color is kind of a distinct color.
Yeah.
But the 2-tone you think would be
even harder, even rarer.
Right.
Yeah.
So it should have cut that 1,600 down because I can't imagine they were all 2-tone, but nevertheless.
Definitely.
But that was a focus of their investigation. Was the truck. We got to find this truck. We got to find Angela.
Yeah.
Angie. So that's just so weird.
Yeah.
That would be something that would consume me. I would be like not even wanting to go to bed. Okay, let's get down to we check that one off. Let's go to the next. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, it's
Definitely.
so hard when you're looking for something like that and you're trying to find it and it's just.
Yeah. Well, maybe they had to search all the trucks because they figured, well, maybe he painted the truck.
Yeah.
So then they just had to look for the make and model and they had to rule out the 2-tone colors.
Yeah.
Because somebody that's that obvious of a vehicle, that has that obvious of a vehicle, that rare of a vehicle.
Oh, wait a minute. I do remember something else that probably helped them to cut some of those off their list quickly. There was some damage to the front bumper.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there was some damage to the front bumper and the fish. So if they didn't have those two things, they're probably like, nope, yours is not it. And they just move on to the next one.
Yeah.
So that probably made it a little bit easier. But at the same time, did they ask them or did they have to go see each one? Oh my goodness. That's a lot.
I know. Literally.
That is a lot.
I'm really curious to hear what you guys think about this case in the comments as we continue onward. Because it's such vanished, and obviously this is an unsolved case. She's still missing till this day. It's been 30 years.
Yeah, it's a
So-
very interesting case, and we still have more to go over with this case. But let us know that you're here watching, and just say
Yeah.
hello. And if you're watching the live, put an L in the comments. If you're watching the replay later, just put an R.
Yes.
And then, of course, ask any questions. We're going to post on our Facebook page some pictures that we have of some other things we're going to talk about after we come back from the break. But nevertheless, we are going to dig in a little bit more to this case and see some more random and weird things. Yeah, there's a lot to it, even though it was such a short-lived abduction.
Yeah.
So we'll talk to y'all in a few minutes.
See you guys after the break.
Have you ever met a single person in your life that enjoys paying taxes? No, no one does. If you can't sleep at night because you have a huge problem with the IRS, I've got some free advice for you. This service is strictly limited to individuals that owe the IRS $10,000 or more in back taxes. And if you qualify, we can guarantee that you won't be writing a big fat check to the IRS, or our services cost you nothing. The first 100 people that call today will get a free tax consultation worth $500. Stop worrying about your IRS problem. We can help you, we promise. Call the tax doctor right now. I mean right now, to learn more.
800-240-4587. 800-240-4587. 800-240-4587. That's 800-240-4587.
Why have thousands of aspiring authors teamed up with Christian Faith Publishing to publish their book? Because Christian Faith Publishing is an author-friendly publisher who understands that your labor is more than just a book. We provide authors freedom and flexibility throughout the publishing process, professional book editing, award-winning design, and some of the highest royalty structures in the publishing industry. And as always, you will retain 100% of the rights to your book.
I was looking to find a company that I could trust, one that assisted in the editing process completely.
The most important qualities that I was looking for was a publisher who was honest and upfront, no hidden costs or fees, and owning the rights to my own work.
Christian Faith Publishing will publish, market, and sell your books in all major bookstores, online booksellers, as well as specialty Christian bookstores. Call for your free author submission kit.
800-978-4812. 800-978-4812. 800-978-4812. That's 800-978-4812.
Welcome to Crime Time with Brittani and Renae on NTX Radio. Into the world of unsolved true crime cases. Join us as we seek to uncover hidden truths, bring light to darkness, and seek justice for those forgotten.
And we are back.
Hey guys, did you miss us?
We are back. We
Turn
have
mine up a little bit.
Okay. It goes back and forth.
It does, yeah.
That better?
No.
That better?
No.
Hang on, guys. Is that better?
No.
Wow. That better?
I guess. I can't hear myself at all.
Oh,
but it's fine.
Hang on.
Maybe we should have figured this out before the break.
Well, it was too loud, remember?
It was extremely loud.
Yeah, is it better?
No.
Oh my God. I don't know what's happening.
There we go.
There we go.
Much better.
Okay, good.
Yes.
Okay, so NTX Radio proudly serves all of North Texas and can be heard all over the world on the TuneIn Radio Network and on the NTX Radio app, available on Android and Apple CarPlay, or just ask Alexa to play NTX Radio. Check out our lineup and more at ntxradio.com. We thank our valued sponsors in helping us amplify the voices of North Texas communities and businesses. So protect your family with a will or trust. Connect with Todd Hurd and Associates, attorneys at law for all your civil law needs at texasattorneylaw.com. Processing credit cards? Join the Swipe Nation today and save on processing fees at swipenationusa.com. Locally owned and operated and will beat any rates. Got sleeves? Dress your arms and more at thetiffy.com for women's accessories and more made in the USA. And it's time to take your business to the next level. Hosting a radio show and podcast is a powerful way to connect with a wider audience, build brand awareness, and drive sales. Let's discuss your business goals and how a custom show can help you achieve them. Email Tiffany at third@ntxradio.com to get amplified. All right, so now we're going to talk about the Angela Marie Hammond case. Angie, she went by Angie. We talked about the abduction. She's at a payphone. She's talking to her fiance. She's 4 months pregnant. She doesn't have a home phone, so she goes to a payphone to talk to him. She's talking on the phone to him. Somebody walks up, and they're kind of creepy.
Yeah.
She describes the truck to him because he's kind of circling the place, and then he gets out, and she describes him to her boyfriend.
Which is just like, I just think that we should, hone in on the fact that she described the truck.
Yes.
Can you imagine if nothing was done?
Yeah.
And then
that's what I'm, yeah.
Yeah. Like,
yeah,
good on
she just
her.
never said a word. Yeah.
Yeah.
She never would have said a word. He would have had no idea what or who he was looking for. Yeah, absolutely. And then, of course, she's talking, and then all of a sudden she screams. Her boyfriend, Rob.
Well, doesn't she ask him, though? Like, doesn't she say, like, hey, do you need to use this phone or something?
Yeah. And he says,
He's like, no. I'll just try and make the phone call again in a couple of minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she tells her boyfriend about it, and he offers to come down there.
Yeah.
And she tells him, no, it's okay. It's fine. It's no big deal.
Yeah.
So he ends up coming down there after he hears her scream and the phone bangs against the base of the payphone.
Yeah.
So he goes down there. He actually passes a truck, hears her scream, Robbie. And he's like, oh my gosh. So he goes down, like you said, a little ways and turns around, goes the other direction, drives for a while, and his truck just breaks down.
Yeah, his transmission goes out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he has to flag somebody down. They come and they take him to the police station where he can talk to police.
Yeah.
And police go and investigate. They check out his story. His vehicle is broken down. Her car is in the parking lot at the grocery store where the payphone is located. Her car is there with the keys in it and her purse. So, I mean, that right there is the first clue. If somebody is going to run away, they're going to take their purse with them. They're going to take their car. I mean, what are you going to do? Make your life harder by, running away with somebody?
Definitely not.
So they start, investigating people he's investigated, as well as her ex-boyfriend. There was rumors that maybe her ex was the father of her baby, and he passed the polygraph, and so did her boyfriend, Rob. So they moved on from that.
Yeah.
So they start focusing on the truck, like we talked about before the break, and they're looking for this two-tone green late 60s, early 70s model truck.
Yeah.
They go through 1,600 vehicles, and they just don't find a vehicle. I mean, at this point, in my mind, I'm like, what do we do now?
Yeah.
Where do we go with this?
Yeah.
Of course, they have a tip line, and people are calling in tips. Talking about different things. The public's reaction to this case was crazy. People were scared to death.
Yeah.
I mean, they're thinking, oh my gosh, everybody's starting to lock their doors, because this is a small town of like 600 people.
Yeah.
So people are starting to really, be paranoid.
Yeah.
Telling people women don't be out late at night. There was a couple other cases, and I really didn't want to focus on those because we could actually cover those cases later. But there was a couple other cases within an 80-mile radius that happened in January and February of 91 where these two women went missing. But one of them, I think her last name was Darby. They ended up finding out who killed her.
Yeah.
And the police couldn't find a connection to this case at all.
Yeah.
And then the second one, I don't remember her name, but they haven't solved hers, but they could find no connection.
Yeah.
And I don't really know how they are able to do that with them both being unsolved, but they have their ways to do it. I understand that. So they basically just start pleading to the public. We need tips for this case.
Yeah.
Well, and I will say this. I do remember somebody corroborating Rob's story. A couple of ladies saw Angela or Angie on the payphone, and they thought it was their friend.
Mm.
So they pull over, and because they're going to talk to her,
Yeah.
they actually seen the truck. And then they realized, I guess maybe she turned or something, and they're like, oh, that's not whoever.
Yeah.
So they just, drive away. So they actually were able to corroborate that story, that she was at the payphone. There was a green truck.
Yeah.
They
I
didn't
just
see her
wonder
get
how they
abducted, but
feel
I know. They're like,
knowing
dang,
what
if
they
we
know.
just have stayed,
Literally.
she wouldn't have got
Ugh.
abducted. But
That's,
yeah, so they were able to corroborate that story. So what's really crazy is this. Years later, the police, and this part of the story confuses me, and I will put a picture of this in the comments when I get home so y'all can see it.
Yeah.
I should have sent it in to be put on the screen, but anyway. So there was a ransom note that was sent.
Are you talking about in 2021?
Mm-hmm.
No, yeah.
Yes, there was a ransom note. Now, this ransom note is strange. Okay, so when a person turns in a tip, they give this person a number. Okay. Because they can't identify you.
Yeah.
So, like, if you turn in a tip, they might give you 1, 2, 3. Okay.
Right.
So they would be like, okay, 1, 2, 3 gets a reward for X, for whatever they turned in. So apparently there was some kind of drug deal, and someone turned in a tip, and I guess it ended up getting somebody arrested. What's weird about that is that this information, now I don't know about in 91, but this information is not just readily available for people.
Yeah.
People can't just go search it out. It's very private.
Yeah.
Nevertheless, this picture, this ransom, it's not really a ransom note. It's just, it looks like a ransom note.
It looks like a ransom note.
But it's just a note.
Think like Zodiac Killer vibes.
Yes.
When
they
he
cut
would
out letters.
cut the letters out.
Yes.
Yeah. And it was like different fonts and colors and shapes. Like, this is what that letter looks like. It's so creepy.
It is creepy, and it doesn't make any sense. I'm going to try to read it, but it's very hard to read because it doesn't. The person that did this wasn't very intelligent. I don't know what else to say.
Yeah.
Because it just doesn't word it right. But it says hello, and then number, and then the number is marked out, obviously.
Yeah.
We know who you are. Number
redacted.
Yep.
Yeah.
People, hang on, I'm going to take off my glasses.
Do you want me to read it?
People like you deserve who you get. We know where your foxy daughter is at. She will see us soon. Tell blank. She, what does that say right there? I can't read it. She's something.
I don't know.
She's something. She has our deepest sympathy in her, and I don't know what that is. FUTHER, loss. I don't know what that is. And then it says goodbye, GOODBY. And then it has another word that's redacted. I guess it's the number again.
Yeah.
So they get this letter on the same day, and this was something that was passed up in the very beginning.
Right. So this is something they missed in the
original. Yeah. In 91. They found this in 2021.
Yeah.
So
based off of what a tip called in.
Yes.
This is crazy.
Yes. So they get this and they're like, oh my gosh, we missed this. So apparently there was a person.
I'll never understand.
There was a person that called it a tip, and we don't know her name, of course.
Yeah.
But rumor has it that her daughter's name was Angela.
Right.
And they thought that it's possible that, and so apparently they said that the Angela that is the daughter of the person that turned in the tip, and this Angela looks similar. And police were like, oh no, she looks similar. She looks strikingly the same.
Yeah.
Okay, so if we had a case of mistaken identity, typically they actually go back and kill the person they're trying to kill, right? And luckily this didn't happen.
Right.
I mean, I'm glad that didn't happen, but I'm just saying typically that's what happened, right? So strange. I still don't really understand. I still don't understand this. It doesn't really make, we know who you are, number so-and-so, people like you deserve what you get, like you deserve what you get. We know where your foxy daughter is at. She will see us soon. Tell so-and-so she has our deepest sympathy. And I guess it was probably the mom.
Yeah.
So she has our deepest sympathy. You have your deepest sympathy. You're the one that's You're the one that's saying you're going to do something to her.
Right.
I'm so confused.
Yeah.
It's so bizarre.
You're the one that's threatening, but what? That doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't.
And it looks like a letter for ransom.
It
like
does.
It really does.
Yeah.
Like a ransom.
Even though they didn't ask for anything.
Right.
It's so weird.
Yeah, it is weird.
So the police are like, so they get this tip and they're thinking, okay, so this is maybe mistaken identity. So maybe somebody knows something. So they start playing to the public again. We needed more information.
Mm-hmm.
And then apparently on that profile that I was telling you about, someone called a tip in. I'm confused about that. I don't know if it got called into a podcaster or if it got messaged like in Messenger on Facebook. I'm not real sure about that. It didn't make it clear. But anyway, somebody called in a tip, but they didn't tell how to get back in touch with them. And of course they had questions.
Right.
So they were talking about, hey, we need you to come back and get back in touch with us again because we have questions.
Yeah.
For your tip.
Yeah.
I mean, could this case get any weirder?
Right. No, literally.
It's so strange.
It's so strange.
I mean, and poor Rob, he probably feels absolutely horrible because he wasn't able to save her, and it's not his fault.
Yeah. And his unborn child.
Yes.
And
his unborn child. She was 4 months pregnant, due in September of 91. And they were just starting their lives and everything was, going good. And
yeah.
I don't even know where police would take this now.
I don't either. And I remember when we were listening about this case that didn't they say something about that, like they had even searched like a premises and had like dogs go and search the premises because someone had given in a tip that there was a buried vehicle and a buried body.
There was a piece of land that they kept saying you need. I know what it was. There was a psychic.
Yes.
And the police were like, we don't believe in psychics.
Crazy to me.
Yeah, we don't believe in psychics. And so they just kept on, and finally they were like, okay, fine.
Yeah.
So they go to the land and they look for this buried truck and this buried, Angela. And they don't find anything but maybe some animals that were buried that had died.
Yeah.
But the dogs did go out there and search. They didn't find anything.
Yeah.
And they were like, yeah, that's what we thought.
But the psychic was basically like, I talked to Angela on the other side and she is walking with me to this bridge, and she was like, she's like under a bridge or like under something, right?
Kind of made me think they were buried. You know, they buried her in like concrete or something.
Yeah,
I don't know.
100%. Yeah, and then so many people in the town were like, "You need to like go search this. Like, we're not going to stop." Which good for them,
Yeah.
And they were finally like, "Okay, we'll go out there." And unfortunately, unfortunate, but fortunately, it's so hard because like. You don't want to find a body.
You don't want to find them, but you want to find them.
Because it's been 30 years. So it really is just like, at this point.
I wonder if there's cases that people haven't. I know there have to be. We're going to have to look that up.
What?
Cases that have been a missing body and they found it 30 years later.
Oh, yeah. There's been plenty.
I mean, I'm just curious, like.
Didn't you hear about when they solved Jack the Ripper?
No.
Yeah. Jack the Ripper is like. Jack the Ripper is like from, correct me if I'm wrong,
of that scares
but
me.
the early 1900s.
Yeah, that whole thing just
like
scares me.
One of the first serial killers in the UK.
I'm not a big fan of.
Just now solved it based off of DNA that they found.
Wow.
So if you guys are out there thinking that you guys are safe, you're not. Look at Jack the Ripper. He might be dead, but we know him now in 2025 as a murderer. You see what I'm saying?
Serial murderer. Good Lord.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, you might think that you're free in the afterlife, but you're not. Okay? And you're going to hell.
Jack the Ripper is just the name that they gave him scares me. So
I know.
I've never done a lot of research on him. There's some serial killers that I just never delved into. That was just too much.
Yeah.
Like.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's why, I think it's really interesting that they haven't considered this to be a cold case.
Yeah, they have said that numerous times. That is not a cold case. They always have tips coming in. And that's a good thing.
Yeah. Eventually someone is going to say something.
So do you think that it's possible that it was a mistaken identity? Or do you think that that was just a fluke?
I really don't know.
I don't either.
I don't have Usually I have like a pretty like solid opinion, but in this case, it's just so hard to decipher.
I know.
Because it seems like it was just an abduction gone wrong.
Right.
But what was he looking for with his flashlight?
Yeah.
Why was he lingering around? Had he done this before?
Maybe he was stalling. I don't know.
But stalling for what?
I don't know. Maybe he was like nervous. Maybe that car drove by and he thought, oh, somebody's going to see me. And he went over to the truck,
and pull out his flashlight?
Yeah, just to pretending like, oh, I'm looking for something.
And it's so ballsy to take someone that's on a phone call.
Yes.
That is so scary because like when oh my God, I'm going to like tell on myself. When I walk out of my job, I call you or my friends because I think to myself, oh, they're definitely not going to take me if someone's taking me. You know what I mean? I'm trying to protect myself by being on a phone call.
Yeah, absolutely.
So the fact that like he was just like, I'm just going to take her.
Yeah.
Phone call and all.
Right.
Like, I don't care if it's over. It's wild.
We're so blessed at this day and time to have cell phones.
Yeah.
Because that is so unsafe to be standing out there on a payphone talking.
Yeah. If someone took me, you would see me traveling on Life 360 going like 30, 50 miles an hour.
Thank God
and
for
you would
Life
be like,
360. Shout out
why
to them.
is she headed that direction? She doesn't ever go there. Because I go like maybe 5 places.
We need to contact them and see if we can do a commercial for them because they're great. I love
They really are. Life 360.
I know where
hit us
she
up
is all the
anytime.
time.
Literally. Oh, hello there, Crystal.
Hey,
are you just now
Crystal.
tuning in?
Right. She's busy.
Crystal, where have you been?
She's still in house.
Nuh-uh. Tuesdays at 7, you should be tuning in.
She's selling homes. She's doing her job.
She is doing her job.
She's an excellent real estate agent. If you have a need for that, want to buy a new home, contact Crystal.
Yeah. Only if she watches the show though. I'm just joking.
That's funny. Okay.
But yeah.
So we've decided that, so the case is basically, obviously it's still unsolved.
Yeah.
There is a reward in this case, $16,000. And I heard the grandparents put up some of the money.
Oh, wow.
Both of her parents have died since then. Both of her parents have died since then, but they're still actively looking for, Angela, Angie. She would be 54 today.
And her daughter would be, or her child would be in her 30s.
Yeah, because she would have been born in 91.
Yeah.
So she would be 31.
We would basically be the same age.
Yeah, me and you.
Yes. Did you not put that? So when they said that, I was like, this case is so close.
That is so weird.
Because she was 20 when she got pregnant with her.
Yeah.
And the timeline matches up.
Yeah. That's interesting.
This is the second case that's been like mother and daughter or mother, in this case, mom and like child.
Yeah.
And same age.
I mean, what on earth happened to her? That is so crazy.
I
mean,
know.
if they got the wrong person, you think they would have said something. Or to me, if you're going to take somebody like that and you're trying to send a message, don't you want the person to get the message? I mean, I guess they did send the message.
Yeah.
And then the police just didn't put 2 and 2 together. I don't know. It's just very strange.
It's like sometimes you understand that they have to do their due diligence and search the significant other and look through all of these things. But sometimes it feels like y'all are just wasting time. Like the first 48 hours are crucial, especially when this man is telling you like, hey, I literally like she was kidnapped.
Right.
Like I was on the phone with her.
Yeah.
It would be interesting. I don't know. I mean, I'm not a professional. Clearly, that's in the disclaimer. But
just if you forgot.
Yeah, just in case you forgot. But I think it would be interesting if they had that phone call, if they could go back and like.
Oh, yeah. I wonder if they could go back and listen to that phone call. That would be interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if they did that back then. I guess they could. I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know if pay phone calls were recorded. If anybody knows that answer, let us know in the comments.
Please let us know.
Let us know that you're listening on replay because we're about to be done. But let us know that answer because I have no idea. That's a good question. And for what I understand, though, the police officer said he was not going to stop until
Good.
he solved the case. So that's a good plus for them.
It takes people like that to keep this case alive.
It really does.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm so thankful that people are listening to our radio show and they like to listen to the stories. And
Yeah.
hopefully this hits a person that has, been from there or knows someone that's from there. You can always share the episode on our Facebook Live with somebody that and, tag them in the post or whatever.
We're also on YouTube for anybody that isn't watching on Facebook.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah. Multiple platforms.
Yeah, that's
you
true.
can find us anywhere.
So if you have any information about this case, the Clinton Police Department is who you need to contact. And the phone number there is 660-885-2679. And again, her name is Angela Marie Hammond. She went by Angie from Clinton, Missouri. Also wanted to, if y'all have any case ideas that you want to have us cover, please let us know. We're happy to cover those. We're always looking for ideas. I mean, there's not a shortage of crime, but just sometimes people have a good idea and it just helps us out and we'll cover that case.
Yeah. Or something that's close to home or something that you might.
Something that you're familiar with or know something about. That would be good.
Who knows, honestly.
And also, we'd like to encourage people to leave us some reviews. Also, follow us. We're on Facebook. We're on TikTok, but we haven't really got anything uploaded there yet, but we're working on that.
We have one video that has no sound. It has so many.
We don't know what happened.
But it has so many views.
I know it does. It's weird. I guess they're just like,
people
what is
like
she
the
saying?
Mystery.
Well, I'm going to figure this out.
Like,
what is she
get
saying?
the lip sync girl on it. She can
true.
figure it out. She can decipher it.
That's true. We also have a website, and it is ntxradio.com/crime-time. So if you want to check out our website, it'll have all our episodes there, and you can go back and listen to our very first episode of Julie Gonzalez. I said not Jennifer, Julie Gonzalez, and another person that has never been found.
Yeah.
So hard to talk
I
about.
know.
We're also on Facebook. We have Instagram, which Brittany's going to be working on soon, right?
Sure.
Okay. And then
I'll do my best.
Our TikTok, we're going to figure out how to get our episodes or pieces of our episodes
get
there.
our sound on the video.
On that video. I don't know what happened. You recorded it on your phone and we were talking.
I think you have to record it directly from TikTok.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't think you can input sound.
No, I've done that before.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I truly don't know.
I don't know.
It's a fluke.
I don't know. But yeah, we need y'all's feedback. Please give us a review if you can, if you love us. And share us with your friends if you know anybody who likes true crime.
Yeah.
Tell them about us, Crime Time with Brittany and Renae.
Yes.
We got some good things coming up. We do have a call-in that's coming up on the 15th. And that's going to be call in with your stories from have you ever crossed paths with a killer? And what's funny about that is I posted it in the group. It was like unsolved mysteries, murder, / whatever. And that sucker got over 800 comments. So
I'm so excited to hear these.
It's going to be good. So you'll be able to call in the numbers on the event, and the event is on our page.
Yeah.
So that one's going to be a good one. And we have a story of our own as well. So
yeah, of course.
That's going to be pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Some of those cases are crazy, and they've met some famous killers.
I'm sure. Yeah. I also want to give a shout out to Buff City Soap in Waxahachie. We've created a custom scent called, Killer Vibes. And if you come into the Waxahachie Buff City Soap and say Crime Time, you get a free bar soap with purchase.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
I know. So super excited to collaborate with Buff City Soap. They're a plant-based soap company, hand make the majority of our items in store daily. So we don't use any harsh chemicals. We don't use any animal byproducts. And we have laundry soap, bar soaps, body products, and home essentials as well. So come check us out. There's also locations in Burleson, Mansfield, Denton, South Lake. And then, of course, if you come into Waxahachie and say Crime Time, you'll get a free bar soap with any purchase.
That is awesome.
I know. And come check out our scent.
Yes. The Killer Vibes scent is amazing. You're going to love it.
It's so good. And they did such a killer job.
That was great.
Yes.
Buff City Soap, Killer Vibes. Y'all don't forget to go get your free bar of soap.
Crime Time.
I like the laundry soap. You can ask for that too.
Yes.
That's my favorite because I created the
body products, laundry soap, customs. Yes, all the fun stuff.
Right.
Well, thank you guys for tuning in. Have a great night.
Have a great Tuesday night.
Bye.
From Burleson to Venus and Grandview to Godley, this is the voice of Johnson County, Joco Community Radio.
Here's important new information from the Diabetes Solution Center for you, a family member, or a loved one suffering with diabetes. If you have lost your provider, or if you need a provider for diabetic supplies, you may qualify to receive your diabetic testing supplies now with little or no out-of-pocket cost, regardless of your age. All you need is Medicare or private insurance to be potentially eligible. Call the Diabetes Solution Center right now for details. Just takes a couple of minutes. Our friendly, knowledgeable agents will give you free, no-obligation information, handle all the insurance paperwork, and make sure your supplies are delivered directly to your door for free.
Call U.S. Medical Supply 24 hours a day. 800-597-9323. 800-597-9323. 800-597-9323.